Good morning and a very warm welcome. You're watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Dhakal. The top stories first. Hearing of writ petition of lower house resolution to be continued by Constitutional Bench, SC says no extended full bench hearing. The Nepal faction of NCP decides to ask the Prime Minister KP Oli for clarification action to be taken against General Secretary Paudo. Coronavirus vaccine's arrival in Nepal confirmed. Emergency use approved for Indian manufactured Covishield. Britain tightens travel rules to contain further risk of new COVID strain. Death toll rises to 87,291. And former English forward Wayne Rooney retires from playing career, appointed as Derby County manager on a permanent basis. And now the news in detail. The Constitutional Bench of Supreme Court yesterday decided to continue hearing the writ petition against dissolution of lower house. The bench has quashed the writ petitioner's demands that the case be heard by an extended full bench. The five-member Constitutional Bench, led by Chief Justice Cholendra Samser Jabara, said the petitions do not need to be sent to an extended full bench. The bench, comprising of Chief Justice Cholendra Samser Jabara and Justices Biswambar Prasad Shrestha, Anil Kumar Sinha, Sapna Pradhan Malla and Tej Bahadur Kesi, ordered for the continuation of hearing by the Constitutional Bench, stating the issues in the writ petition requires serious constitutional interpretation, as per the Article 137(3) of the Constitution. Chief Whip of Nepal Communist Party Dev Gurung, Senior Advocate Dinesh Tripathi, Advocate Lokendra Oli, including others, had demanded an extended full bench hearing on all 12 writ petitions filed against the dissolution of the House of Representatives in December last month. A meeting of the Standing Committee of Nepal Communist Party, the Nepal faction, has decided to seek clarification from the Prime Minister and former party chairman KP Sharma Oli. A meeting held at the party's offices at Paris Dana on Friday decided to seek an explanation from Prime Minister Oli for acting against the party's constitution, objectives and goals. The meeting also decided to take action against party's General Secretary Bishnu Paudel for acting against the party's interests.
कमिटीले अध्यक्ष पदबाट कारबाही गरिनुभएका केपी शर्मा ओलीजीले थप हाम्रो विधान र पार्टीका उद्देश्य, पार्टीका लक्ष्य, कार्यक्रमको विरुद्धमा उहाँले गतिविधि बढाउँदै जानुभएको हुनाले उहाँलाई स्पष्टीकरण सोध्ने निर्णय गरेको छ र त्यसको साथसाथै महासचिवका पार्टी गतिविधिहरू पनि पार्टी विपरीत हुँदै गएको हुनाले उहाँलाई पनि तस सम्बन्धमा आवश्यक कारबाही गर्ने निर्णय पनि बैठकले गरेको छ.
The meeting has decided to make internal preparations and mobilize the people to make the capital-centric demonstrations in Kathmandu more effective. The meeting also decided to fill the vacancies in the party within the next 3 days and finalize the remaining tasks of party unification. The Department of Drug Administration has given permission for emergency use of Covishield, a vaccine against COVID-19 being manufactured in India in Nepal. A meeting of the department on Friday gave permission for emergency use of the vaccine. With the decision being confirmed, Covishield has become the first vaccine against COVID-19 to be allowed for emergency use in Nepal. The vaccine, developed by Oxford University and AstraZeneca, is being produced by the Serum Institute of India. 2 doses of these vaccines should be given at intervals of 4 to 12 weeks. The vaccine has already received approval in India for emergency use. A vaccination campaign against coronavirus is being conducted in India from Saturday. 5 more people have succumbed to the coronavirus disease in the country. With this, the death toll from coronavirus has climbed to 1,948 across the country, with a confirmation of 5 new casualties yesterday. The government yesterday confirmed 270 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 266,816, while the number of active cases has dropped to 4,301. According to Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 260,567 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country so far. Nepal is currently among the top 42 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The USA tops the list with 24.11 million confirmed cases, followed by India with 10.54 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 94.28 million people across the world and claimed 2.16 million lives. The government has made the Citizens app public by providing all public services from a single app. Minister for Communications and Information Technology Parvat Gurung unveiled the Citizens app at a press conference at the ministry yesterday. Minister Gurung informed that the Citizens app has been launched to facilitate the flow of public services to the citizens and to adopt online system in all kinds of governmental works. He says that the service recipients no longer have to follow a long queue and a cumbersome process.
सरकारी सेवा मोबाइलबाटै हातहातबाटै कसरी दिन सकिन्छ, सरकारका सूचनाहरू कसरी प्राप्त गर्न सकिन्छ र हाम्रो सबै डकुमेन्टहरूलाई पनि मोबाइलमै सुरक्षित कसरी राख्न सकिन्छ, मोबाइलमै सबै एउटा हाम्रा डकुमेन्टेसन पनि सुरक्षित हुने, हाम्रा सूचनाहरूलाई पनि सुरक्षित गर्ने र सहज रूपमा यसलाई सेवा उपलब्ध गराउने उद्देश्यबाट जुन नागरिक एप्सको सुरुवात भएको छ.
The Citizens app can be used through the SIM card of Nepal Telecom and Ncell based on the mobile number registered in one's own name. For the service, the user has to mention the details of one of his citizenship, voter ID or passport. The government had envisioned a Citizens app in its policy and program for the fiscal year 2075-76. It has been completed after 3 years. And now the news from the economic front. A health and safety standards manual for tourism service operators has been made public. The manual is expected to play an effective role in restoring the sector to its former glory. Tourism is one of the areas most affected by the coronavirus pandemic. COVID-19 has caused not only global health crisis but also economic crisis, and the tourism sector has been most affected by it. The Health and Hygiene Safety Standards (HHS) protocol manual for tourism service operators has been made public for the rehabilitation of various areas of the sector. It is believed that this will help in enhancing the quality and standards of services in the tourism and hospitality sector, especially in the western part of Nepal. Lumbini, a promising tourist destination in Nepal, and the airport being built there, as well as other ongoing projects in Lumbini province, are believed to be helped by the new protocol put into place. According to a survey conducted by the Tourism Recovery Task Force among tourism entrepreneurs and stakeholders, after the pandemic, 85% of small and medium business entrepreneurs have pointed out the need for training, education and awareness programs. The goal was to create a Health and Hygiene Safety Standards (HHS) protocol manual for tourism and hospitality service business operators based on government-approved standards to keep tourism-related services and businesses running in the aftermath of the pandemic. Training materials and guidance on health and hygiene safety protocols have been prepared with the aim of developing trainers in 11 selected municipalities of Far West, Karnali and Lumbini provinces. After the first phase of the program, trained professionals will provide additional training to 250 service providers in each municipality of those regions. In Western Nepal, 2,750 service providers are expected to have their human resources trained to effectively implement health and hygiene protocols. Welcome back, and now the international news. United Kingdom has announced all travel corridors in the country will be shut starting Monday in a desperate attempt to contain the risk of the new coronavirus strain. UK will be suspending all travel corridors from Monday. Arrangements that had meant arrivals from some countries did not require quarantine, Reuters reported. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has informed the new rules would be in place until at least 15th of February. According to BBC, a further 1,280 people with coronavirus have died in the UK within 28 days of the positive test, taking the toll to 87,291. Also showed another 55,761 new cases had been reported, up from 48,682 the previous day. Meanwhile, according to recent statistics revealed by the Johns Hopkins University, more than 2 million people around the world have now died with the virus since the pandemic began. You're watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Former English forward and record Manchester United goal scorer has officially retired from playing. Wayne Rooney has been appointed as the manager of Derby County on a permanent basis as well. The 35-year-old retired as the all-time leading goal scorer for both Manchester United and England. According to BBC, Rooney has been acting as interim manager at Derby since the end of November, but has now taken the job permanently on a 2.5-year contract. When I first arrived back in the United Kingdom, I was completely blown away by the potential of Derby County Football Club, Sky Sports has cited Rooney as saying. Despite other offers, I knew instinctively Derby County was the place for me, Rooney added. Rooney has scored 253 goals in 559 appearances for Manchester United and won 5 Premier League titles along with 1 Champions League and 1 Europa League crown during his time at Old Trafford. Rooney scored 53 goals in 120 appearances for his country. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Hearing of writ petition on lower house dissolution to be continued by Constitutional Bench. Supreme Court says no extended full bench hearing. The Nepal faction of NCP decides to ask the Prime Minister and former Chairman Oli for clarification. Action to be taken against General Secretary Paudel. Coronavirus vaccines arrival in Nepal confirmed. Emergency use approved for Indian manufactured Covishield. Britain tightens travel rules to contain further risk of new COVID strain. Death toll rises to 87,291. And former English forward Wayne Rooney retires from playing, appointed as Derby County manager on a permanent basis. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.